Now, due to the rise in mobile phones over the last few years, young people now believe it's perfectly acceptable to make late-night telephone calls. Once considered the height of bad manners to ring after 9:30 p.m. and before 8:30 a.m, unless it was an emergency, of course, the Post Office study found that around 64% of 18 to 24-year-olds would call a mobile at any time of the day or night. So, ladies, when would you consider it too late to phone a friend or for them to call you?
After 6:30, I don't like people to ring. And I'm terrible. And I have to say, I'm a complete hypocrite because I am terrible sometimes at getting back to people. In fact, somebody that I'm working with and I should have got back to, and I hadn't because I was having such a good time in Bangkok, sent me this letter which made me, this message that made me laugh when we were there, saying, as ex-Corrie actors go, it would be easier to get in touch with Violet Carson than with you. So I do understand people ring me. It's just that I think that because we're all busy, when it's you go home and you've got little ones and it's the tea time and then you flop down on the sofa to watch your favourite serial killer documentary or something like I do, I just can't bear being disturbed, particularly by the landline, because I always think it'll be somebody asking me to do something that I don't want, or somebody that I don't know well enough that hasn't phoned my mobile phone, so I don't want to talk to them. And Louis, knowing this, I go, don't answer the phone. Louis goes, hello? Yes, she is. Mummy! All the time, and it does my head in. But I mean, even if Tim and I are apart, which is quite a long time, if he has rung me by a certain time and I'm in the middle of watching something on my telly and I see Tim, I still go, because I can't even be bothered. I send him a little text going, glad you're all right, and Stringfellows bye, but...
I don't think I've answered my home phone for about 3 or 4 years.
Your landline?
My landline, yeah. Well, because...
Does anyone ever ring it?
Yeah, it rings all the time. It rings constantly. But I tell you, every single time I have answered it, it's a recorded voice. Would you like to buy insurance? No! And I end up shouting at it every single time. It's either a double glazing salesman or it's someone from a mobile phone company trying to sell you a dodgy deal. It's always dodgy, so I never, ever answer it.
What about on your mobile? If a friend rang you at 1 in the morning for a chat, would you be furious?
Well, we do, yeah, usually on a Friday night and, you know, people are out down the pub and I put it on silent when I go to sleep because I just don't want to be woken up by drunken people. I mean, I know I've done it. I'm guilty of it.
And I'm a hypocrite because I have been the drink and dial drunken person as well, doing the 1 o'clock phone call. That's
I always save the messages and then play them back to them the next day.
I used to bring my mobile up to bed with me until I got every Friday night at about 3 in the morning. I'd answer it, and I'm in the mood for dancing. Would be playing down the phone. And all the crew from here going, they're playing this song, and I was like, it's 3 in the morning. Oh, just sing a bit, just sing a bit, and with all my friends.
But see, thank goodness for call screening. That is the way forward now, because you get that not only on your mobile but your house phone, and you can just decide. You go, oh no, she's talked too long.
Oh, I don't get that on my house phone. Can you get that on your
house phone?
Yeah,
you can get caller ID.
I don't even look at it.
You can get caller ID. But I can't bear it. I actually think there is an etiquette. I would never ring anybody. You know, if I suddenly think, oh, I must ring my mum or I must ring a friend, I always look at the clock and think, oh, I don't know, it's 9:20, because I'm kind of winding down then myself, and I hate people ringing me late. And like you, I always panic if the phone goes. I'm like that Peter Kay sketch, you know, I go, who's that? Who's that calling? Who's that calling at this time of night? And because answer it and find out.
When it calls in the early hours, if it literally goes like 2 or 3 in the morning, I assume that it's obviously bad news, which is horrible, or it's this girlfriend who is not that much of a friend anymore, who will nearly always be. Either telling me that she loves the bones of me or that she's always hated me.
But do your kids phone? Because we're talking about, you know, young people now. They don't think
the worst thing is
bad
I've stopped
to call.
bringing my mobile up to bed now, and I have to tell you this story, and I only hope he's out today. Because I left my phone downstairs, and Shane Jr., my son, had gone out on the Friday night, and I got up the next morning. And I always check my phone when I get up, and I'd had a missed call at 10 to 4 in the morning. And, of course, my heart sank, because I thought... And it said Shane Jr., and I thought, oh, my God, something bad has happened, because he would never phone me at that time of the morning unless it was something horrendous. I'm thinking, he's been arrested, or he's been in a fight, or just something horrible. So it's gone on to voicemail, so I've listened, and I've thought, oh, that's very strange, what the hell's that? And then I've listened a bit more, and I've heard... Oh, yes, ladies. Oh, no. And I mean, you know, I'm a very open-minded mother, but there are certain things I don't want to hear my child doing, and that was one of them. And why did he have his phone phone while he was doing it.
You see, lock your phone. Shane Jr., get that lock.
But do you know what I
it's
did?
in your pocket.
Rather than embarrass him, because everyone went, oh, you didn't tell him. I said, I did. I texted him.
You did.
I put, who were you with at that time last night? And he went, oh, my God, how do you know? I went, I'm your mother. I know everything.
He's going to kill you. He is going to kill you.
Now we know why you'd make a good spy. Well, he thinks you would anyway. Well, you'll need your